Welcome to Creating Connections Podcast, episode number 86. I am Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Musney.
And today on the podcast, we're going to talk about how you can improve your branding. This is from a really cool guy who I had the pleasure of meeting, and you had the pleasure of meeting last year as well, at Mobile Beat Las Vegas, which we're going to be at again coming up here, March 13th through the 16th of next year.
That was nice and easy.
What are you talking about? This also speaks to a much bigger issue.
Providing personal solutions through understanding people. This is the Creating Connections Podcast with Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Musney.
Paul Hoke from North Carolina posted a quick game to improve your image and brand. Screenshot and post your pictures below. And this was basically, if you go to your profile page, you grab a screenshot of photos of you, the last 9 photos you're tagged in, or maybe your featured photos that's in your Facebook profile, and post the screenshot, look at that, and then realize, okay, ask yourself these questions. What are the pictures saying at face value? Are they interesting enough to click on and want to read more of your story? Do they reflect the image that is your brand? You are your brand, and perception is reality. And then he said, click the group members link and see what the stories and the pictures of the top 5 people on your list are telling. Now, you can't post those because that's somebody else's, but
yeah.
But here's the reality. Your photos tell a story. And just like, any potential person that you look to employ, if you're a multi-talent company or a multi-service company, you're going to go check out their social media profiles. You're going to see what's what in regards to them. Your clients are doing the same thing for you.
Well, and the other referral partners too. I use Facebook even more for other people in the events industry than I do for, with my clients. I still have some clients that are on Facebook, and I always ask them if they are, and if they, invite them to send me a friend request if they want to.
Sure.
More and more, they're starting to follow me on Instagram and other places. So primarily this is for my peer-to-peer network, but that's important too. When I meet a new photographer or a new planner, I want to know, what are they posting, because for me, I have a really intentional balance of personal and business that I share on my personal Facebook page.
Yeah.
And it's strategic and it's by design. And I want to every now and then remind my friends and family and personal connections that I do work in the events industry. But I also want the people that I work with and the clients that I work with to get a glimpse of who I am as a person. And so I do, once I accept them into my Facebook world, I'm inviting them to get a glimpse of my family, my real life, the funny things that my kids say. And I can't tell you how many times I've been at a conference or a networking event and people will come up and say, oh my gosh, that thing you posted about your son the other day, that was so hysterical. Or I love that picture of, you and your 4 generations of the women. And I love that you shared that again. And, so it's by design for me, at least.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really done anything as intentional as the way Paul said it, where okay, take a picture right now, no editing, no thinking about it.
Right.
What are the most recent posts? And I went,
And Paul posted this in our Sales for Event Pros group. So if you haven't joined the group yet and you're looking to grow your sales skills in the events world, we welcome you to join the group. Just search for the Sales for Event Pros group on Facebook and join us. We'd love to have you be a part of the community. And you get great nuggets like this, because it's not about us as, moderators per se of the group. It's about the community.
But on a random side note that relates, if we can't tell by what is visible to us as admins, if we can't tell that you work in the wedding and events industry, we're not going to let you in. I don't know how else to say it, but we are really kind of picky. We don't let people in that are going to be, spamming us with a bunch of stuff, or people that, I've had people that I think they're brides that see a group that says events or whatever, and they try to join. And this,
you have to have some affiliation to performing in the industry.
Think about that too, because I've even tried to message some people to say, hey, what part of the wedding industry do you work in? What's your business? And their privacy settings are so locked up that I can't even send them a private message. But if we have no friends in common, we're not letting you in.
Yeah.
So message one of us if you really want to get in.
Absolutely. So this litmus test, and this is a litmus test.
Absolutely.
And, Paul even mentioned that several people that he looks up to are not really doing this, or didn't really, and me being one of them. I had several different photos that were taken at Wedding MBA just recently that were on my thing tagged and weren't really the proper photos I want to be showing per se. So I changed my featured photos based upon Paul's recommendation. So kudos to Paul, and kudos to our community coming together with some great tips, great insight. Go to your profile page. And I'm going to cover this for you if you didn't miss it the first time. Go to your profile page, grab a screenshot of photos of you, the last 9 photos typically you're tagged in. Or maybe look at your featured photos, those 5 photos that are just below that. And then,
if you just have like a big trip or a birthday party or something, and there's a whole bunch of the same, or you got tagged, it's not an automatic red flag, because honestly, usually only your friends can see those, depending on how you have your settings. But utilize that featured photos. Utilize
featured photos.
That's really want to be super intentional.
Well, and again, the question you need to ask yourself when looking at those last 9 photos or your featured photos is, what are the pictures saying at face value about you? Do they intrigue the audience, the person viewing that photo or viewing those photos, to want to know more? Or are they becoming a detriment to them moving away from your brand?
If I look at somebody's photos and the last 9 photos are selfies, that does not make me want to contact them.
Hang on.
Being perfectly honest.
Selfie right now.
Yeah.
How come I can't see anything?
Just because it makes you look shallow.
Yeah, anyway, so.
Thank you.
You don't want to see my selfie?
At least you're grabbing your phone. Last time we were working together, you were taking them on mine.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. So anyway, that's something you definitely want to be aware of. Thank you to Paul Hoke for the tip. We greatly appreciate it. And that's the kind of nuggets you get by joining our Sales for Event Pros community.
And if you're part of the Sales for Event Pros group and you haven't taken the screenshot and post it, I challenge you to do that.
Yes, we challenge you to do that. And we challenge you also, you get out what you put in. Be an active part of the community. That's key. And also, I'm a firm believer giving credit where credit is due. You'll often hear me quote different people who have had an impact on my life, because not about name dropping. I whatever, that's fine. But I want to give them credit for what they have.
I know that's where you are. That's why.
Something to me that's very important: find your mentor's mentor. I wrote an article about that for Disc Jockey News. Look that up too if you want. But anyway, thank you for joining us for today's episode of the podcast. We're going to be live coming up at Mobile Beat Las Vegas. We have 2 different presentations. Vicki is presenting her brand new seminar called...
Sorry, I'm working on my show notes at the same time. I'm sorry. Rise Above the Noise.
Rise Above the Noise, and how to make your marketing, your website stand out, and what it says to the different personality types. And are you attracting your ideal personality type via your website? I just pretty much gave you the whole seminar, so you don't have to go to that. You can go to mine. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
I know.
We'll be doing the Sales for Event Pros Sales for Event Pros full seminar at Mobile Beat Las Vegas, taking you through all the steps from start to finish. Looking forward to seeing you there. And if you want to get a little more personal, a little more deep of a dive into the sales process, we have that workshop available for you too. It's Deep Dive into the Sales Process. Great name, right? And I just discovered it. And you can join us. We'll put the links in the description below. Thank you again for being a part of our Creating Connections podcast. Greatly appreciate your listenership, your viewing. And if you have questions, write them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Creating Connections podcast with Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicky Musni. For more information on providing personal solutions through understanding people better, visit creatingconnections.biz.